of Communications, Railway, Electronics and IT,
बराबर
Shri
9:15 आ गए
Ashwini, Honorable Minister of State for Communications,
अभी
Shri Chauhan,
2 साल से
distinguished
एक
dignitaries
साल
on
से
the day,
प्रधानमंत्री को अनटाइम करा
esteemed
था
delegates,
पहले लेट हो जाता
respected members of the academia and research community, representatives of various organizations, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Telecommunication Engineering Center, the technical wing of the Department of Telecommunications, Ministry of Telecom, Government of India, I extend a very warm welcome to all to the first International Quantum Communication Conclave, organized in collaboration with CDOT, TSDSI, and IEEE Communication Society, Delhi Chapter. TEC is committed to developing standards for the telecommunications sector in India. It provides technical support to DoT and other government departments. The two-day conclave will cover the entire gamut of advanced quantum technologies through keynote speeches by experts, panel discussions, and demonstrations. It's an honor and privilege to have the august presence of Shri Ashwini Vaishnavi, Honorable Indian Minister of Communications, Railways, Electronics and IT, and also Shri Chauhan, Honorable Minister of State for Communications. We would now like to welcome them by presenting something. And we have the young officers of TEC to present something to our honorable guests. Bhumika Gaur, ADG, to welcome Honorable Minister Shri Ashwini Vaishnavi. Namrata Singh, ADG, to welcome Honorable Minister of State for Communications. Arjun Singh, ADET, to present something to Professor Ajay Kumar Sood, Principal Scientific Advisor to Government of India. Mudita Chandra coming up, she is ADET, and she presents something to Shri K. Rajaraman, Secretary Telecom. Rakesh Goyal, ADET, coming up to present something to Shri Sunil Gupta, CEO of Q New Lab. And Shri Ziaur Rahman, ADET, to welcome Shri R. Rajvittar, Senior DDG and Head TEC DOT. As is our tradition in India to invoke the god of fire, the god of knowledge, by lighting the ceremonial lamp, I request honorable ministers and dignitaries of the day to kindly light the ceremonial.
Honorable Minister of State for Communications, who has spared his valuable time to come to this event to bless us. He has always encouraged the Indian industries to develop solutions based on the use cases. Sir, your words of wisdom will certainly show the path forward to the participants of this conference. We are delighted to have Principal Scientific Advisor, Professor Ajay Kumar Sood, who has a doctorate in physics from IIT Bangalore. His research includes the physics of quantum materials, soft and active matter. He has published more than 450 papers in peer-reviewed journals and holds several patents. On behalf of DOT, I extend very warm welcome to you, sir. We will be enlightened with your expertise on the subject matter. I welcome Shri K. Rajaraman, Secretary Telecom and Chairman Digital Communication Commission, who has been the main inspiring force behind organizing these events in a short span of time. He always guides us to be active facilitator for the R&D, innovators, startup community to build a strong technological ecosystem in the country. Hearty welcome. Industry plays a key role for development of any new technology. We are delighted to have Shri Sunil Gupta, CEO and founder QNU Labs, with us. QNU Labs is credited to be the first firm in India to successfully develop commercial cybersecurity products using quantum physics. I would like to welcome Shri Uma Shankar Pandey, Member Services, Digital Communication Commission, Shri Sanjeev Agarwalji, Member Technology, Shri Alok Agarwalji, DG Telecom, and other senior officers of DOT as well as officers from Indian Railways, Department of Science and Technology. Welcome to Dr. Upadhyay, CEO CDOT, and Madam Pamela Kumar, DG TSPS. Warm welcome to Lieutenant General M.U. Nair, Signal Officer in Chief, Indian Army. Dr. Bruno Huttner, Director, IT Quantum, Switzerland, Dr. Dong Hee Shin, SK Telecom, South Korea, and Dr. Vikram Sharma, CEO, Defense Lab, Australia, are participating in person. Very warm welcome to you all. Hearty welcome to foreign delegates and organizations participating online. Zurich Instruments AG, Quantum Communication Hub, AWS Cryptography, Visera Finland, NIST US, and delegates from Japan, New Zealand, and Spain. In the interest of time, I am not naming but extend very warm welcome to all Indian experts, eminent and distinguished professors from IIT Delhi, IIT Mumbai, IIT Madras, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, experts from ISCR, Pune, Physical Research Lab, Amrita Center, Raman Research Lab, DRDO, ISRO, Space Application Center, CDAC, and Institute of Development and Research in Banking Technology. As this conclave touches upon all aspects of quantum communication, certainly it will give impetus to R&D and trial initiative. I also welcome other stakeholders of this journey who are present here, students who will be the trailblazers in this field, researchers, exhibitors, academic institutions, startup industry. Welcome to officers of LSA, BSNL, officers of NTI PIT, NNICS, Armed Forces, Indian Railways, CSIR, CERTIN, NSCS, banking and financial sectors, and team PEC, CDOT, and TSP. I would also like to welcome Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay, Telecom Skills Excellence Award winners. They are the motivating figures for New India. Role of press and media is of utmost importance to create a conducive environment for success of any initiative. I welcome you all. Certainly, your role will help India to become a global leader in this area. At last, I welcome all the organizers of the event. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And now I request Sri Sunil Gupta, CEO of Quantum1 Labs, to deliver his keynote address on commercializing the quantum security technology.
Good morning and good evening. My thanks, great thanks to Government of India, DOT, and the fellow quantum experts. It's a pleasure to talk to you about the framework that, as you know, Quantum1 was the first company in India was incubated with the idea of how India becomes a power in the quantum space, because no country can get a digital superpower without digital security, right? And we felt that we will play that role of building such a next generation security framework for India. So today I'm not going to talk about Quantum1, I'm going to largely talk about India, right? How we are taking India forward. So Quantum1 was incubated in 2016, but idea was, what frameworks do we use to make sure that our product roadmap keeps moving forward? At the same time, we are building products that can be commercially used in the industry. So I'm going to use a couple of slides for that. Let's move to the first slide here. Well, I have something here. Okay. So this is an important slide for any industry, because in 2016 when we started, it was very important for us to know what are the key macro drivers that are taking the quantum science forward. And some of the important ones were, on the right side you can see that horizontal scale is uncertainty. We thought that this is going to take a lot more time, uncertainty by the time. And if that happens, what is going to be the impact? For example, if you see, sorry, this is not very visible, but I'll tell you, for example, legislation, regulatory support for quantum, we thought it will take a lot more time. And that's the reason we said impact is medium, but the uncertainty is very high. But we know that last December, US has actually made a legislation for implementing quantum security tech into the federal government and the defense organization. India is also pushing forward in the same direction. Second important part is standardization, right? If you don't have, you would follow standards, interoperability, and you build interoperable interfaces and specifications, then it's very difficult to adopt this technology. So a lot of work is happening in the world, but very glad to tell you that India is among the first few countries to have really spent time and come up with the QKD specifications as well as standardization. A lot of work still to be done, but we are among the nations in the world who are probably focusing on pushing this forward. Another important area was the funding support from government, right, for startups and for other institutes. And as you know that 2 years ago, India committed $1 billion in quantum space, and now several grants and funding has been coming there. So if you see the ones which are in green are the ones where we already see a lot of work has already happened. So I'm very proudly can stand here and say today that I did not anticipate this 3 years ago, right? But today what we are seeing is that most of the macro drivers, key macro drivers are moving in the right direction, right? So this gives us a huge confidence that commercialization is around the corner. Move to the next slide, please. So this is another framework which is important, which I call use it normally for technology access and the solution access. While on the vertical axis, y-axis, you see putting up QKD access, technology access. The idea is that we should move to a longer distance. If you don't have a longer distances, we can't create metro area networks and the wide area networks, then this technology will not work. So India today has 100 kilometers, 150 kilometers, trusting node, where we can actually connect back to back QKDs and build a very wide area network. Then there is an orange angle that is the solution access, which means that if I can't put QKD into a network, like metro area network, I can't do a hub and spoke configuration, I can do one to many and many to many networks, then the solution will not happen. So today India has that solution method. Now on the x-axis, if you see I put a QRNG, right? It's a very important product. We started with a 19-inch rack form factor, which gives you on data centers and a number of interesting use cases are there for government. But we also know that it has to move to servers, right? Idea is quantum should move inside, right, rather than outside, which is right now. So when you take the quantum inside, your first thing you have to do is put it in a PCI plant, take it to the server, large market for data centers. And then eventually, India is also building on integrated photonics. This way, probably India's first chip will probably come in another 12 months from now, QKD chip, where integrated photonics or QRNG chip as well, where we are thinking about how the end devices become secure. As you know that computing is moving from cloud to edge. How do we make edge secure, far more secure? Now these are the two dimensions, right? But another interesting dimension came 6 months ago and this announced the algorithm, which is post-quantum algorithm. Now the moment you see that, then suddenly you see a huge element of enterprise solutions. Plethora of use cases come up for telecom, healthcare, banking, blockchain, and so on. I think that is another very, very interesting thing. Just please go forward, and probably I'll use one more slide, and then my time is up. Please go ahead. Next one. Next one, please. So this is one that I want to tell you that point to point, 150 kilometers, and then you have hubs at trusted node that you can do it to a longer distances. Next slide, please. This is a ready technology in India. We are deploying that today, which is a hub and spoke, where one control station can be connected to multiple satellite stations. Right? Please go ahead. And then in India, if you look at it, we can create multiple such networks and connect them. So interstate communication, or we can take from one part of the India to other part of the India seamlessly today. Right? That capability India has today. Yeah, next please. You can go ahead. Next please. Yeah, this is the last slide. So here is the complete solution that we're talking about, and that's the approach we have taken. That we believe that we can't take a half measure in security. So we want to do quantum generation, key distribution, key management. Key generation is all about either through a quantum physics, through quantum random number generator or PQC, and key distribution is through QKD, or we can do through a post PQC as well. But the last part is very important, that key management solution, which is keyword, where data at rest. Today we have a significant problem where data at rest security is an issue. We have a solution today where we can put their encryption keys as well as all confidential data in a secure vault, which is quantum encryption. So this is like think about it like that. You can put it in a on-prem, you can take it to cloud. So imagine that you are saying a quantum secure cloud workspace for any enterprise, right? So that's the approach that to commercialization, because if you don't make a complete solution, then widescale adoption is going to be difficult. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for giving us the industry perspective. I request now C.K. Rajaraman, Secretary, Telecom DOT, to present his special address.
Honorable Minister for Communication, MP invited, Honorable Minister of State for Communication, Principal Scientific Advisor, CEO of Mr. Mithar, and senior representatives of various government departments, international delegates, colleagues from various departments. A very good morning to all of you. So, it's my proud privilege to be part of such a August gathering when we are looking at the onset of a new technology in a way. So, I wouldn't want to dwell into such a very complex area being an administrator, but I would like to state the problem that we are all getting into. So, essentially, in a situation when the quantum computing power is expanding significantly across the world, we talked, IBM talked about a 430 qubit computer and then probably reaching about 1,000 qubits. Maybe there are many other undeclared or undisclosed compute powers that are available in other geographies. So we have a situation when I think the traditional or the classical computers would be vulnerable to various forms of attacks. So there is a great urgency across the world, I think, to ensure that our databases, our critical infrastructure is secure. Therefore, there is a need for all of us to work together to develop new standards to ensure that our systems are safe and secure against such kind of state, whether non-state actors might be using technology for personal gain or for other gains and so on and so forth. So, as they call it, as cryptanalytically relevant quantum computers become more and more ubiquitous, then I think we have a situation when I think the financial sector and many other sectors to find themselves vulnerable. So therefore, world over, many jurisdictions have launched quantum missions. In India also, I think there are various groups, the industry group, the government group, the standards bodies and agencies are all working together to ensure that we lay down standards in cryptography, lay down standards in terms of devices which provide the quantum security, and also look at methods and systems of quantum secure communication. So this exercise is a very significant effort, and I think there is a lot of money to required. So the Department of Telecom, I think recently we have launched the Telecom Technology Development Fund. So we will be, the Honorable Minister has been driving all of us to ensure that a lot of money is invested into the R&D. Honorable Prime Minister has also made that very clear. We recently launched the 60 vision, and I think the quantum security and the quantum communication, quantum secure communication would be a very important component of the 60 standards that will come up in some time from now. So therefore, investment in R&D is probably the most significant task that is before us. We need to bring people together and work towards standards. We need to bring people together and do coordinated research, and also ensure that there are standard products available in the market for users, especially those who run critical infrastructure. So I'm extremely happy to be part of today's conference, and I hope that the delegates from various countries as well as from various organizations are able to bring to the table a number of ideas and thoughts which would make the journey quicker, faster, and more reliable. These few words, I once again congratulate the organizers and thank you.
So, with that, now I request Principal Scientific Advisor to Government of India, Professor Ajay Kumar Sood, to present his special address.
Minister of Communication, Railways and IT, Shri Ashwin Vaishnav-ji, Honorable Minister of State for Communication, Shri Chauhan-ji, my colleague, Shri K. Rajaraman, Secretary Telecom, Shri R. Mithar and Sunil Gupta. Dear friends, I am delighted to be here in this conclave on quantum communication. I am glad that this is happening at a very opportune time when India is about to launch the quantum mission anytime now. As you know, it has 4 verticals, and quantum communication is one of the verticals, along with quantum computing, quantum sensing, and quantum devices. I am also happy to see that last year, interministerial report on quantum communication technology was launched by DOT, where many of you present today participated, and it outlined the roadmap for India. So we all know that the first revolution in quantum mechanics started way back in 1913, explaining atoms and helping to invent key discoveries like transistors and so on. But now in the second generation, we are at a time when we are talking of controlling individual quantum systems, storage and processing of information. So this emerging field of quantum information science is really going to impact all aspects of our life, as was mentioned, be it communication in any field, be it in health sector and so on, financial markets and so on. So we really need to look at what our roadmap should be, and I am glad to see that India is making very good progress in this, and I am sure we will really leapfrog into the higher echelon. Now, it is important that when we are in this high-tech arena of quantum technology, we have sufficient in-house knowledge base and resources and talent built up in research laboratories and academia around the country, such that we have very highly skilled human resource, which will become really in high demand very soon all over the world. And I am sure India can play a key role as it did in the digital revolution, also in the quantum revolution, which we are passing through. So, as our national mission, as I mentioned, is about to be launched, we really need to see that activities are taken in the truly mission mode, and let us not attempt to do each and everything in this. We have limited resources in some sense. We have to really strategize where we should be putting our effort and money so that we remain globally competitive and lead the show. Government funding agencies have to also appreciate, because we come from the government, I represent on the government side, we need to see that technologies like quantum are fully deep tech, and we need to look at what are the changes we need our policy in funding to really see that we deliver on time. We need to have grant disbursement mechanism which is very efficient, fast and timely. So all these things tell us that we have a lot of work to do, and as was mentioned that this quantum security will remain a very key issue as we go along, because our entire life, you see, is based on digital technologies which are very prone to be attacked by various means. So we need to see that we have a quantum safe world, so that whatever are the encryption protocols we have today are quantum safe. It's not easy, but I'm sure as we go along it will be done. Now there are various predictions. When will it come? It will come, that is clear. Will it be 5 years, 10 years? And it is anybody's guess. 2 years back it was thought it will be 10 years. But now looking at the progress which has been done, I am sure within 3 to 5 years we will really see this quantum threat looming large, and we need to be ready for that. And there are various predictions, and I am sure all of us will come together to handle this quantum threat. So I will not say much more, but to say that we need to really look at the post-quantum cryptography, which uses new mathematical based public key cryptography algorithms, quantum key distribution, and as was mentioned, the quantum random number generator, which really is a key part of cryptography. Glad to see that at least about 5 labs in India and industries have come up with different protocols for quantum random number generation, be it photon short noise from LED, or entangled states of photons, or fully electronic QRNG. So I'm glad that a lot of efforts are being done in all these, be it PQC, QKD, and QRNG. So in that perspective, this first conclave really is very important to really see what are the developments we need to be aware and where we need to go forward. So I congratulate all the players who are part of this whole organization to put this conclave together, and I wish all the very best to all of you for a very, very fruitful delegation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Well, as quantum computers become more powerful, they threaten to break many of the cryptographic algorithms that are currently in use. To address this issue, quantum key distribution and post-quantum cryptography techniques are being developed as potential solutions to secure communications in the era of quantum computing. TEC has prepared standards on test guides of quantum key distribution systems, providing the test schedules and procedures for evaluating the QKD systems to ensure their reliability, security, and interoperability. May I now request Honorable Minister Shri Ashwini Vaishnavji to release the TEC standards on test guide of quantum key distribution systems. On test guide of quantum key distribution systems. We will the Minister and the dignitaries on the day. I will now request you, sir, to release the TEC standards on quantum safe and classical cryptographic systems. TEC standard on quantum safe and classical cryptographic systems provides the generic requirements and specifications catering to both the classical as well as the post-quantum cryptography-based systems. Thank you so much. Well, Pandit Deendayal Upadhyay Telecom Skill Excellence Awards were instituted in the year 2017 by Department of Telecommunications to encourage telecom ecosystem by rewarding the people and institutions of India annually for their exemplary and outstanding contributions in the areas of telecom, skilling, services, manufacturing, and applications. For the year 2022, nominations were posted through Rashtriya Puraskar portal, managed by Director General Awards at the Ministry of Home Affairs. Selection of awardees was done through a committee under the chairmanship of Secretary Telecom, with representation from government, industry, and academia. The award carried a citation and a cash amount of Rs 2 lakhs per awardee. I request Honorable Minister to present these awards for the year 2022. Starlight Technologies Limited Academy gets this award. One among the 5 awardees they are for the year 2022. SPL Academy is related to creating an ecosystem of highly skilled professionals in deploying and maintaining optical fiber networks. This is with Anthony Bias, Chief Human Resource Officer of Starlight Technologies Limited Academy. The next awardee is Vihan Network Limited. This award is being presented to VNL for indigenously designing and developing a solar-powered 4G radio access system, E-Node B in India in 2022 against TEC specification for rural area. This is Mr. Udit Mehrotra, May I now invite Sri Sanjay. Yes, that's a check for him. I now invite Sri Sanjay Shrikant Nekanti, CEO of Dhurva Space Private Limited, which gets the next award. Dhurva Space has contributed in establishing private satellite communication development systems. awardee is Quantum Labs Private Limited. Shri Sunil Gupta, co-founder and CEO of Quantum Labs Private Limited, to receive the award. Quantum Labs has done outstanding work in quantum-safe data encryption, security key generation and distribution solutions to protect cyber attacks. And this awardee is Intro Technologies Private Limited. Mr. Rajit Nair, co-founder and CEO of Intro Technologies, to receive the award. Intro Technologies has developed software-defined digital radio receiver solutions. Congratulations to all the awardees, and thank you so much, sir, for doing the honor.
Honorable Minister of Railways, Communications, Electronics and IT, Sri Ashwini Vaishnav, Professor Ajay Kumar Sood, Principal Scientific Advisor to Government of India, Sri K. Radharaman, Secretary Telecom, Sri R.R. Mitra, Senior DDG TEC, Sri Sunil Gupta, international delegates, dignitaries in the audience, ladies and gentlemen, Namaskar. Today, during first International Communication Conclave, as I stand before you, my mind goes to the great Indian scientist Padma Vibhushan Satyendra Nath Bose, who is widely known for his outstanding work on quantum mechanics during 1920s. I will narrate a small story about him. Sri S.N. Bose wrote a research paper on his path-breaking work, quantum statistics, and sent it for publication in a well-known British journal which rejects it. He also sent this article to great Albert Einstein and wrote, "If you find my article of some merit, then please translate the same into German and get it published in a particular German journal," which was one of the best physics journals in the world. Einstein realized the worth of the work. He not only translated it, but also got the article published. And rest is the history. Einstein later held his quantum statistics, a new path-breaking statistic boson. A subatomic particle is named in the honor of his work. I take this opportunity to pay my tribute to a world-class scientist and fellow Indian Sri S.N. Bose for his path-breaking work in quantum mechanics, which has made this day possible. Vision of our Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi is Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, Jai Vigyan, Jai Anusandhan. Following this vision of the Honorable Prime Minister and under the guidance of Honorable Ashwini Vaishnav, Ministry of Communication is committed to be the leader in advanced telecom technology. Our efforts have always been directed towards developing technologies that are cutting-edge, affordable, and indigenously designed and manufactured. Development of 4G stack and 5G stack in less than 3 years has surprised the world. Last week, Honorable Prime Minister released 6G vision document and 6G testbed project while he inaugurated IT area office and innovation center. Foundation of these achievements is based on the passion of our leader, Sri Ashwini Vaishnav, who has brought several policy reforms, changing work culture, and has built a team which takes pride in achievement. Motto of this government is of doing business and ease of living. It is the global recognition of India's growing stature in the field of telecom that India has been awarded with Government Leadership Award in recently held Mobile World Congress. Quantum communication technologies are poised to revolutionize the way we communicate, offering unparalleled security and speed. India has been making significant strides in research and development of these technologies with various government and private institutions. Our Honorable Prime Minister has announced the beginning of Amrit Kaal for India, and the quantum technology will play a very significant role in realizing the dreams of the country. The government has launched various schemes to accelerate the development of emerging technologies, including the area of quantum technologies. In 2020, the government announced the establishment of a national mission on quantum technology and applications with a budget of rupees 8,000 crores over 5 years. We have made remarkable progress in quantum communication research and are committed to build the necessary infrastructure to enable its widespread adoption. The government also launched the Telecom Technology Development Fund scheme to promote R&D, technology, ownership and indigenous manufacturing. Another significant step from the government was the introduction of design-led production-linked incentive schemes with an outlay of over 12,000 crores to boost domestic manufacturing, investment and export in the telecom and networking products. Telecom Center of Excellence are an example of the academia and the industry working together for promoting development of new technologies, innovations and promote entrepreneurship. Now that we have ITU area office and innovation center in India, we will collaborate with them to achieve our objectives of making India a hub of telecom design and innovation. Given achievements and future plans of India in the field of technology development, our Honorable Prime Minister very aptly said that this decade, India is decade. We believe that inclusive and sustainable development can only be achieved through collective action and cooperation. The theme of India's G20 presidency, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, or One Earth, One Family, One Future, has always been part of our Indian ethos. India will be more than happy to care, share and prepare the world in the area of advanced telecom technology. Through this conclave, where international and national experts will do brainstorming, we hope to explore collaboration opportunities and potential applications for developing an ecosystem that can support the development of quantum safe infrastructure. I welcome you all to this exciting conclave. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your best wishes on the Minister, sir.